All right, hey guys, getting everything powered back up here. Always a little difficulty. I know everyone is probably sleeping. There we go, getting the gimbal set up. Going to my settings here. Right, to the right. Okay. Getting everything together, guys. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Let me know in the comments. So, my crew is all asleep. We'll be going off of a recipe right over here. And if you want to know this recipe, you can see it in the description, okay? So go check out the description, see which one you like. If you do cook it, tag me in it, or just let me know, okay? Hey, welcome in here. Just kind of getting everything set up tonight, guys. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Let's see. Oh, hey, hello. Welcome in. Gotta get a little bit of everything kind of set up here, guys, because my camera's always has a little bit of an issue. Right now I got the oven setting up for about 350 in the oven. I do have a tray. I do have some other things that we're going to work on tonight, and a few things that we're going to work with, um, like this beautiful Shun bread knife. Now you can tell I've used this one a couple of times. I've already used it um, to kind of cut up some of the rolls that I already had, just so I can make some snacks before I went live tonight, guys. Hey guys, everyone, how are y'all doing tonight? Let me know in the comments. We're going to be making two different recipes. If you would like to check out these recipes, you can definitely check those out in the description. Thank you for the like. Um, we're going to be setting our oven to around 350 tonight. And so let me take a look at our original recipes tonight, guys. So the original recipes tonight will be, let me get to the first one, because I'm going to do number 2 first, and then um, I'm going to do it backwards if you're looking at the recipes right now in the description, okay? So I'm going to be doing the number 2 first, and then I also have some other ones if anyone wants to know those. I can always add those in later. So one of the recipes tonight is going to be called King's Hawaiian Spam Musubi sliders. Musubi. I may be saying that wrong. I apologize. Alright, so one of those key ingredients is going to be spam. Let's take a look at this next one. So this one that I'm fixing to make is pineapple teriyaki ham and cheese sliders, okay? So I do have my cheese over here. This one you can use either, some Swiss or provolone. I'm going to be using some Swiss tonight, guys, okay? Oh, hey, guys, I didn't notice everyone was popping in here. Man, appreciate it, guys. How y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, Aiden. Thanks for being a cool guy about it, though. Rye, what's up? I got you, dude. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. I gotta get some things over here off of my shelf. Let's see what we got cooking with that. All right, so I'm gonna try and keep up with everyone tonight. Hey, everybody. Hey, Marissa. What's happening? All right. Hey, Paintball. What's going on? So as I get oh, Phoenix, what's going on? Teeny diced onion like White Castle. I will work on some of those. Do you have a recipe for those? Those sound like bomb right now. I have not had dinner yet, so I'm gonna be working tonight to make my dinner. So shout out to Rising Phoenix, guys. If you want to go down there and click on her and go follow her. She's growing. She's a great person. Much love, Phoenix. Yeah, those steak burger sliders on some of these rolls would be nice right now. All right, guys. If you're coming in, just tap hello or say hi. I will try to um, come back and definitely talk with everyone. Hi, Gecko. Um, Tap those hearts. Let them know that you are you. If you know the drill, give it a little tap tap and get that thumb up there. I appreciate everyone being here tonight. Everyone that can be here and watch and support, I appreciate you. If you're not here, I appreciate your support later, sharing it out tonight or with anyone else. It looks like I can share, so I'm just going to go. Um, okay, so you can still probably see me even if I am sharing these out to that we are doing this thing tonight, guys. So if you know anybody, want to bring them on in here, I appreciate it. Thank you. I know it's a little late. All right, guys. Oh, don't want to do that one. All right, here we go. We're going to give it the OK symbol. It's going to start tracking us here. So as we make our way around everywhere tonight I should say. I'm dealing with a little bit different equipment than I'm used to, so bear with me. All right, let's get our thinking caps on. We're gonna get everything going. Set some tools here off the way. So I'm just going to be using some provolone tonight. You can use a cheese that you want. Now, I thought about it after I already bought my provolone, guys. You could possibly use some pepper jack cheese if you want to spice it up a little bit, but I think the provolone is going to work well tonight. Now, let's just keep it sweet, right? So we're going to go ahead and use some of that honey ham tonight, along with, you guessed it, this AI tracker, guys. I tell you what, we're going to use those King Hawaiian rolls. Let's take a look what we have here, guys. All right. So these pineapple teriyaki ham and cheese sliders, guys, the serving here is generally going to be 6 sliders, okay? I'm just going to use a sheet. I'm going to cut them, all right? Then You can use deli ham, or if you have some baked ham from the holidays, if you want to make this one for the holidays, it may be a good one as well to use. Prep time should roughly be around 10 minutes. Doing a live, it's a lot longer, so bear with me. Cook time is roughly 10 minutes. Total time should be 20 minutes. I'm going to say let's make it 40 just to make sure there's plenty of time, okay? Um, Ingredients tonight will be the King Hawaiian slider rolls. We are going to use the sliced deli ham, um, pre-packaged already. We're going to be using provolone cheese. Okay. Now it says to cut them in half. More cheese, more better. Just like the butter. Let's take a look at 1/4 crushed pineapple, drained. All right, so we do have our pineapple here. Ba-bam. We're gonna drain this. Now this one is already crushed, so a little bit of less work if you can find the can that's already crushed. If there's a certain amount that you want, as far as like, I need a cup. I don't want to. I don't want to waste this. Let's go over here. Sorry guys, I was doing some work earlier. All right. Boom. Got us a cup. Gotta save the pineapple juice, guys. Alright, so we're just gonna drain this one. I'm gonna just open it up just a little bit more. Give it a little bit more space to breathe. There it goes. As this is draining, I'm gonna take a look here and see what else we need to do. So it says 3 slices of Swiss or provolone cheese. We're going to probably just do enough to cover, okay? So then it says 1/4, so we'll get 1/4 pineapple drained out here. 2 tablespoons of the teriyaki sauce. Now, and that'll do it there. Fresh pineapple smell. Alright. So, for my teriyaki, I'm going to be using, now I love their bottles. No promotions tonight, guys, other than the King's Hawaiian rolls. I'm doing a competition called Favorite Chef competition. This is kind of like a little side goal, I guess, if you will. But um, who doesn't love cooking with rolls, especially when they're sweet and savory and delicious, like these King Hawaiian rolls here, guys. But let's top it off with some Kinders here. This is the teriyaki that I'm going to be using as far as the sauce. We're going to go ahead and crank that open right now. Now that says 2 tablespoons of sauce. We're going to kind of be in moderation tonight, okay, guys? So we're going off the recipe range, if you will, tonight. So we'll do it by taste tonight. Um, the garlic and the salt. There's some ginger in this one for sure. That teriyaki sauce is going to be good, guys. Let's see what else we have here. We got our butter. This is the one I'm going to be using tonight. There we go. We are also going to be using a 1/2 tablespoon of sesame oil. It's optional. I already have a variety of oils and stuff here, whether it's used to prep with, cook with, clean and season my wok or anything with. If you're seasoning a wok or anything, peanut oil or an olive oil is going to be great, okay? we won't be using that tonight, but just a little friendly tip there. And then sesame seeds or chopped onion. So we have our we can get our green onion chopped up here. Let's take a look at some sesame seeds as well. So I'm going to do a little combination, you know. Little textures. We'll see how everything lays out. Maybe we'll do half with, half without. All right, now we're going to drop down. If you're following along, we already have our oven preheating. It's already gave us the okay. If I gave that signal, it would pause my AI. Let's see here. Let's start making that pineapple teriyaki spread that we're going to be having here. Okay, so small mixing bowl. I used this earlier for something else. I may lose connection with you guys. I'm going to try and take it slow. Mixing bowls. All right. This is what I'm loving. This is I don't know if anyone remembers All Clad or not, but I'm loving that brush at the moment. Okay. They said small, so we'll go small with this bowl tonight. Now, this mixing set, I love it because it comes with lids. One of these comes with different slicers and such there. The other great thing is with these, we'll set these off to the side. Alright, I'm going to be using just a little 2-quart mixing bowl tonight. I'll take my lid, toss it over here to the side. Again, if you're coming in, hello, hello. Let's see here. Teriyaki microwave right there. Okay, so I'm going to dump everything in here, but first they want us to microwave it. So let's get us a nice plastic bowl. And who knows, we might even just... So yes, this will... I'm making this with you if you want to make this in the raw. First time. It's an original recipe. Okay, so we got our small mixing. We got our crushed pineapple. Let's get some of that in there. So go ahead and open that can up if you have a can with a pull top. We're going to open that crushed pineapple up a little bit. Look at that pineapple. I'm going to let there be a little bit of juice in here. And there we are. Kind of let it kind of shake back and forth into the bottom. Let it kind of spread out and settle in the bottom there. We're going to mix it up anyway, but I like it to be level in the bottom if possible. Teriyaki sauce. We're moving on to that teriyaki sauce. If you're going with this one tonight, go ahead and make sure it's open. And we're going to just be a little generous. A couple good squeezes here. Want it to be nice and saucy. Let's see what else we want to do here. Ooh, we're going to microwave for 30 seconds. So just kind of give it a little shake down, make sure it's all settled. Set it into the microwave for 30 seconds. And then we are moving on to the next steps here, guys. We're going to assemble the sliders. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this AI off, and we're going to get you swapped around, and we're going to start cutting up some rolls. Alright, let's see here. Bring you down a little closer, guys. Alright, so I'm going to clear out a little bit of the workspace, get you turned at a good angle here, guys. So set our ham and our cheese up here out of the way. Now these rolls are automatically, they have their own little section to these pieces of cardboard. I like to fold mine out, as you can tell. Like I said, took some as a snack. Now we're going to be using this beautiful knife tonight. This one here is made with VG Max Damask steel. That's folded layers. This is their premier bread knife, 9 inches. So we should have plenty to cut all the way through. Either way we decide to go. I'm going to take it this way since I have this row missing. Okay, if it was the other way it wouldn't really matter. We're going to start on this end. Okay, and we're just going to take about midway, maintaining constant. We're not just smashing it down, we're just adding just a little bit of pressure so we don't push everything off. Just like that. Now we're going to lift our top. We're going to set it off to the side, like so. Now remember, this is still sitting here, just like that. So then we don't have to worry about our rolls running away. Okay. And it sounds like our sauce is done. So we just got it slightly warmed. Moving on to our next steps now that we have our rolls cut in half. Alright, so they're saying let's layer that bottom half down here. We're going to layer that with the ham. And I like mine to be a little meaty, so with this one I am going to do 2 slices. Now you can overlap and layer it however you wish. If you want something a little thinner, a little lighter, you can definitely do just the 1 slice. Do that like that. Let's get one more for that side. And I'll just grab a handful out here, set this off to the side. I'm just going to tear this one, just kind of eyeball it down the middle. Just kind of keep it all together, just slap one right in the middle. Wiping my hands off here 1 second. Next, we're going to move on to our provolone. I can only imagine what it would be like if we could have like a team of people here. We're going to take this, just cover it evenly the best you can. Okay. And then what I will do is I'll grab one more we'll break it in half and go up the middle. So just like that. Boom. Now it's fully covered. Now you can adjust if need be, because we do have this one covering that center for us. Just kind of rotate it around a little bit. Maybe we want to reach out this way a little bit with this one. Kind of overlap where we need it. There we go. Now I will be grabbing us a spoon over here. Probably safe to say let's grab a couple of spoons here. Alright. So here's our little bit of our sauce here with this. You might want to drain out some of that pineapple juice. I like mine to spread out a little thinner, just because it's going to soak into that bread on the inside. And when we pop it into the oven, it should crisp up the outside edge of those rolls. There we go. And it's all coming together and mixing well. Now, just for a little taste. That is tasting delicious, but I want it to have a little bit more of a fruity flavor mixed with the teriyaki. I want the teriyaki to overpower the pineapple, and vice versa. You want a nice blend and mix there. Like I said, tonight I'm making this one by taste. That's much better. It's amazing how just a little bit can go and just kind of adding that glaze here on top of our sliders here, guys. Now, I do apologize. Like I said, I'm getting used to this new gimbal. And that's what you're seeing at the bottom of the screen. So my apologies, everybody. Hello, welcome in. If you can't, I can't see everybody as I'm making this, but I will take a moment and pause. So my lives typically either end up late at night, just because I do have 2 kiddos. One is 1, one is 4. I love them to the moon and back. Sorry guys, I was zoning into my sauce here. Like, I haven't ate anything just yet because, like I said, I was making stuff for dinner tonight. Just wanted to make sure I can give y'all my full attention. I think that's the hardest thing with my channel, guys, is I don't think I'm getting people at the peak hours of the day or peak hours when everything's, really going. And so subscribers are hard to come by. If you do like what you see, feel free to subscribe, but I'm not out here for that. I'm here for the food. Look at that beautiful glaze with our teriyaki sauce and our pineapple. Alright, I'm going to set this off here. Give this one quick stir around. Now, like I said, we're going to put this on here. This is going to soak into the bottom of the tops of our rolls here. What we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and I'm wondering if I want to set them in the pan. I think I'm going to top rack these with our pan over here. Alright, so I am bringing in this baking sheet here. Now you can tell obviously that it has a gorgeous rack on. I love this gold tone and the mixture of everything. The colors are nice. I gotta show it off. I get excited when I find some nice looking things. Like all this is gonna like hide all those food crumbs and stuff. If you were trying to present it at Thanksgiving or somewhere, you wouldn't have to worry about taking the food off, replating and stuff. You could probably easily serve it on here. Alright, so moving on. Now we place the top buns back on. We're going to get us some butter. So we're going to bake 8 to 10 minutes. But first, what we got to do is we can either melt some butter, okay? And then what we can do is either we can brush that melted butter on there, or with this recipe, I think it also says so we can brush on a few drops of sesame oil. For time constraints tonight, guys, let me see how my butter's doing. Okay, guys, so this is still not cooled down enough. What I will do is I will get a little dish here, and I'm using the back side of the spoon so I don't get anything stuck in the spoon, and then it just comes off a little easier. There we go. Because I'm going to be doing some more rolls, I'm not worried about wasting the butter, guys, because it will get used. Right, I'm just going to set that there. Probably about 5 to 10 seconds, and check on your butter. Don't let it go too far because you don't want it to sizzle out. And I'm going to grab my brush. 15 seconds. Let's take a look. 15 seconds worked well for my microwave. As you can see, that beautiful butter there. Just kind of mixing it up a little bit. And we're just going to paint that on there. Just happy strokes. There we go. Look at that. At this point, I don't know. As hungry as I am, I could go ahead and eat, right, guys? Okay. Just filling everything in. I'm going to maybe even splash a little bit here on the sides, just so it doesn't dry out. You want it to be nice and crisp, but you don't want it to be hard and dry. Because if it gets all dried out, then it may have to get you something to really pair with it to help get it down. Alright, I think that is it for that. I'm going to set my butter and that there. We may have to make up some more butter for the other rolls, but we're one step closer, guys, to having these done. Now, with this, let's take a look. Now for this, we're going to bake uncovered for 8 to 10 minutes until the cheese is melty and the tops are golden. Serve hot. Enjoy sweet, salty, and tropical flavor for explosion. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do here, just so we can get the tops and the bottoms done, we're going to put these in there for about the 8 minutes, check the cheese, and see how they are doing. Just lift that off of there like so. I'm going to place them into the center of this rack, and then we are going to go ahead. Butter is delicious. We're going to go ahead and slide these in for about that 8 to 10 minutes, just depending on your oven. I'm setting mine on the top rack. Alright. 8 minutes and counting, guys. So we've got the oven cooking now. And I am going to bring everyone back to me. A little behind the scenes there. Okay. There we go. And turning my AI back on. Let me get it pulled up just a little higher so y'all can see everything. It's powering on. For this one, you just give it the OK, and we're back to the races, guys. So again, I appreciate everyone's time tonight. There we are. All right, so welcome to JW's Kitchen here. We just made those wonderful first set of Hawaiian King's rolls. Yes, Phoenix, I am live. I'm 100% live, I hope. Yes, I waved hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, earlier I gave you a shout out. I told everyone that was in here earlier to, oh, perfect. Earlier I told everyone to go follow you because of how awesome you are. Okay, guys. Actually, I'm going to bring this down just a hair. That's okay. That's okay. If you're just tuning in, we just made our first recipe. The first one was the pineapple teriyaki ham and cheese sliders. We took some crushed pineapple. Now, you can adjust it to your volume and your needs. As you can see here, this pineapple and this teriyaki here together is a great combination by itself. It must be taking a second to load. I got I'm glad I have 7. You're my 7th like. 7 is a lucky number for me. Um, Hopefully it'll register on my side. So I know there's a lot of people out there. If you're worried because I don't have a lot of people up here in my lobby, there's people probably sitting next to you at home somewhere that you don't even know is watching. And if you're on the outside of the screen, make sure you tap in, come on in, and let's go on to our next one. Now, if you want to, subscribe up top so then that way you can go check out that first recipe. It only took us probably about 10 minutes just to make. Let's see. So like I do have some other ones that I'm going to try out in the future, so stay tuned because I have a miso glazed salmon toast with avocado King's Hawaiian. There's one that is going to take a little bit more prep time. Um, it's called Hawaiian bulgogi sliders with pickled pineapple slaw. So that's a couple of other ones that may come in the future there. Up next is going to be that other one in the description, guys. So this one is going to be King's Hawaiian Spam Musubi sliders. King's Hawaiian Spam Musubi sliders, okay? That's a tongue twister right there. So if I'm missing anybody, let me know. I'm going to try and keep up with the chat here the best I can. I'm going to give this the okay to go ahead, and we're following now. I've been trying to learn a few things for the kitchen, technical side of things on different things, guys, to try and bring you the best quality videos live or off camera. I'm going to set that sauce over here. I'll just set this down there. Now, up next, guys, for this next one, I'm just going to grab a couple of these. I'm going to probably top when this comes out with a couple of these. Actually, you know what? I'm not doing two sheets of them. I'm going to start with one, and then we'll add if we need to. So let me set this to the side. Let's go over here and take a look at some knives. So I just wanted to kind of show a couple of knives. I'm a fan of knives. I have knives everywhere. Everything from today the 16th. What's up? 16th birthday. Shout out to TP Media TV. That's what's up. Happy 16th, guys. Happy 16th birthday. Thanks for sharing that with me, Phoenix. So what we're looking at here, guys, is some fine tools that I found for a reasonable price. All right, there we go. I got it tracking again. So reasonable price. I got this one off of the good old Amazon. But if you look them up, I think these two items are already sold out. These are actually very affordable. So this one I know is sold out. This one here, I got pink just so it would stand out in my kitchen. This one here is by a company called Ignited. The steel on this one is a 1.4116. The HRC is 56 to 58. It's a Nakiri 7-inch blade. It features a Western style handle. Now this one is the Korobashi. Now this one's made with an AUS 10 damask steel, as you can kind of see that here. Now this one here is probably around about 4.5 to 5 inches. So it's great for backpacking on the go, for cooking outdoors, or if you just had some light work that you needed done. That is our timer. This one has 67 layers, if I didn't say that. But they're considering this to be like an outdoorsy backpack knife. But this one was only around 28 or so dollars. So very sharp knife to have, whether you're on the go or in the kitchen. I think it's a great prep knife for what I do. And then obviously if you're chopping vegetables, a nice Nakiri knife is always nice to have. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have over here. I'm going to set some things off to the side here. Close that there. Let's open this up. Ooh, that cheese is looking good, guys. Let's grab our oven mitt, safety first. Alright, grab pot holder for this side. Ooh. And I see the juice from our sauce rolling out, guys. Turn that timer off. Let's take a quick look, and I may even use our knife here. Alright. Man, these look delicious. They really do. Let me... Actually, you know what, guys? Just because it is a little late, and I know there will be people that will be trying to watch this one later, I'm going to show you. Bring it in close for you guys. Look at the melty cheese there on the corner. I mean, I know I am hungry, but look at that cheese, guys. As you can kind of see, it is just packed with flavor in there, guys. I'm going to set these over here, let them cool off just a little bit, so we can grab those up in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this AI off. Hey, good evening. Alright, so like I said, guys, I am getting a little used to having this. I'm going to see if it'll work out this way a little better. Bring it down here. Okay. Just using our knife. Going to trim that off there. Now, I have this one here as well. So I am just going to make mine into little cuts. There's different ways that you can make this, and I know my hand technique is far from being close to where it needs to be. And I'm just going to kind of open this up a little bit here, guys. Some of that is the bad ends there. Now, I'm going to kind of chop this up a little bit more. I'm trying not to chop too much, just because it is late and everyone is in bed. But I just want to open everything up so it's not big chunks of onion on top of these rolls. Now, if you want to, you could probably open them up if you want yours more, I guess, cooked. But this is going to give a nice onion bite and the flavor. Just mixing all together with the onion, the sweet, a little bit of probably the bitterness that you get from a green onion, the sweet. Let's see here. I did have a beautiful plate set out tonight. Let's go ahead. I'm going to plate this one. Now, I haven't had a chance to catch a plating video from the chef that they sent out. Alright, guys. So I'm going to see how this one does with the rolls over here. And then I will bring them to you. Ooh. As I'm cutting into this, you can hear the crunch. I don't know if this mic will do me justice with the adjust it there. Pulling it away. Let me pull this up to the mic. You can kind of hear some of that crunching going on there. Oh man. This knife is just cutting through all of this like butter. And I'm bringing it on over to y'all. Ooh, that looks delicious, guys. I just want to get some of this fresh onion here. There you are, guys. Take a look at this. Like I said, guys, it's kind of sticky and gooey. The cheese is melted. You can just see it right there, kind of pulling apart. I'm gonna take my onion though. I like a little bit more green onion on this one for myself. I'm gonna put mine right there on the top. That fresh green onion. Look at that, guys. Where have these been, guys? What? So sorry to eat in front of everybody. Hi, MK. So these sliders, guys, highly recommend this one. The first sliders were a success. Let's get our next plate out. All right. So up next, get those rolls ready. We're going to go ahead and open these up. I bet we're going to have to cook up this Spam. Ooh, I think these may be even faster than the last ones, guys. Alright. I don't like dragging my blades across my chopping boards, but if I do, I'm using them upside down. Alright, there we are. Let's slide this into view. There we go. That's a lot better than it was before. Alright, same as before, we're going to pop these sides open. Now as you can see, this is a full. What we have coming up next is Spam. Let's see what we got with these sliders, guys. So here, if you're wanting to follow along, we're going to be doing the Spam recipe in that description. Alright, so this one's saying for about 4 sliders. Obviously, we're going big because we're already home. So prep time, if you do, say, like 4 sliders, if you're just wanting to make it a single meal, 4 sliders, 5 minutes. Prep time, cook time, 5 minutes. Total time, 10 minutes. Now again, I would probably double this since we're going with a full sheet here, okay guys? So the ingredients for this King's Hawaiian Spam Musubi sliders is going to be the Hawaiian King rolls, Spam. You can also get this in a low sodium Spam if you wanted to, if you're trying to watch the intake on that salt, okay guys? We're going to cut these up to about 1/4 inch thick. We're going to want 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a little bit of brown sugar, which is, when I say a little bit, it says 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a half of an avocado, thinly sliced, 1 sheet of seaweed cut into strips, which is optional. I didn't do the seaweed just because where I'm at, for whatever reason, seaweed decided to be super expensive. And it's not a garnish. Come back over here. It's not a garnish that I'm going to use all the time. So I opted out on the seaweed portion, okay, guys? Now, if it wasn't so late, I would definitely cook up some rice. I would, as if you still have some of this left over, go ahead. I'm going to throw this one out there. This is what I'm thinking. Some rice, okay, guys? You get your rice, a little bit of this. Once your rice is done, add you some of this. Add in, oh, here it is. That teriyaki sauce, that sauce that we just stirred up, made for the last set of rolls. I would highly suggest making some white rice, a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of that teriyaki. You could probably drop in a few of those sesame seeds on top, along with the green onion. And I think, just in the top of my head, the taste, the flavor, the thought, there might be a little other couple seasonings I would add to that. But I think that would be a great dish to go with these rolls that we're about to make with the Spam. Okay, guys? So if you're here right now in the live, um, y'all are getting it here first, okay? So, so for this one, guys, we're gonna get our pan. Boom. Now this one is not a hex clad. The reason why I'm telling you about this one, I'm trying to get away from the old style. The old style was just, you know, this style of pan, this Teflon in here. Um, this one I've done really well at keeping it. As you can see, it's the only one I have left in here. Um, you really got to be careful. Don't use metal utensils while that is hot, because if you don't, or if you do, you are going to scrape that off into your food, and that's just no bueno for anybody. No good. So with this one, I still try not to use the metal utensils. I have used a metal utensil, as you can see, other than a little cooking spot there, from letting it cook a little too long at some point. Uh, this here is inset inside of, well, like, I guess the steel is raised. So that's what's kind of, I think, behind some of like your hex clad and stuff there. So with this one, it allows you to get a sear in this pan instead of it just kind of setting and resting in the bottom of the pan. So it gives it a little lift to where you can crisp up a steak, get those nice sear on either side of your steaks. And tonight it's going to be Spam. So we're going to take our plating plate. We're going to set that to the side. We're going to go ahead and get ahead of the game here. We're going to take that knife and let's go back down here. If I can get it to work for us, guys. If you don't like Spam, MK, you can definitely give it a shot with something else. What I would do probably for this recipe, let me see what's all together here. So if you don't like Spam, I would probably try like what we did with the other one. You could even try this one with ham as an alternate, just because of how close and salty ham can be to that like that ratio of Spam. Now Spam, if you're, it is a very salty meat. So just in thought, since you already have ham, and if you're doing like a, cutting it from a whole ham, you know, from the deli, you could probably get away, I think, with ham, because we're keeping it kind of, I guess, Hawaiian themed, and I think ham Spam um, goes well with the rolls. If you want something on a lighter note, you could probably try it with some turkey. Uh, I really would think the way as versatile as working with rolls are, you could really use it with any kind of meat that you want, but I'd probably stay away from, say, like a steak or something like that with the, I mean, it's always worth a shot, but just with the sauce and everything that we're about to make, I would probably, you know, ham is great. Yeah, I would definitely try and use that one, just from what I'm reading and looking here. Alright guys, let's get back to it. We're going to fold this on down, okay? Just like we did before, because the cool thing about this is I'm just holding this here just in case it tries to let go on me to prove me wrong. But they usually stay nice and stuck to the board. We're going to take that knife and see if it will get us just a little closer. I know once it gets to a certain point, it does not like it. Alright, now our knife is roughly the same length, so we may have to rotate it. So be careful. Place one hand on top. Give it just that gentle back and forth motion. Now, this knife is really sharp. If you go check out in some of my other videos here, guys, you'll see I've cut ham with this bread knife. I really pushed it to its limits. We're just going to work it around. We're trying to keep it as flat and even as possible. Just going to kind of see where I'm at here with this one. It's all about trying to keep it nice and easy cutting. Now watch your hands. Stay safe with it. And out the other side we go. Boom. Now, I'll just set this here. Now we have this prepped here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to set this off to the side as we get our Spam together. Now you're going to pop the top. Just go ahead and take the whole thing off. Now I would probably, since this is going to be like my prep and do it all surface, I'm going to get something. bam, I got me a little baby one here. So I'm going to kind of, if you can look, it's kind of sucked in here on the sides. I'm going to take both hands, give it a little bit of a squeeze here, squeeze it back. There it goes, just like that. So just give it a little squeeze this way, and it should slide on out for you. Now with this, as you can see here, we're going to try and do 1/4. Let me see, because I'm using a whole can of Spam, but on a larger surface. Okay, guys. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. So that's 1. So what I was doing was I was laying this like this for this knife. I was flopping it on top of the rolls over here, just trying to get an idea. And I'll let you take a look with me here, guys. If you look at my blade compared to the Spam, that should give me a decent measurement. Now, Spam is real easy. You don't have to have a sharp knife. You should be able to get away with a butter knife. I think if we cut it roughly about that thick, not too thick, it should work out nicely across there to just lay it around the inside of your pan. I like starting on the outside, working my way in. And the consistency is key if you can. If not, that's okay. Cooking is all about enjoying it. Don't worry too much about it, because at the end, you're still going to get to eat it. I'm kind of looking. Now, if you really want to kind of crisp up and have a little bit more of a crunch, you could probably do some really thin slice of Spam here. If you know that soft texture of the Spam isn't for you, I know if you thinly slice it, kind of like that, then you can definitely have a little added crunch, get that salty crunch out of it. Okay. I think I can get maybe 1 or 2 more out of this. And that one's just going to be a nice thin and crispy one there. I'm going to flatten this one up a little bit. Now always be careful when cutting and doing stuff like that. And I'll keep those paired together. Alright, so we have a little bit extra. We do have them laid around into that pan. Let's go ahead. I'm going to bring y'all with me this time, since we're going to be changing our cooking settings. A cool thing about this gimbal is you may notice that it is fairly smooth. Has a nice smooth action there. Alright, let's see. Yes, I think this one would be great if you have kids. Especially like this last one that we made. I think we made it in probably 10 to 20 minutes, give or take there. If I would have had everything kind of, set out and ready to go when I had all this started, but I want to do it in the raw to really push to see how long it really takes, because a lot of these recipes out there, when you're cooking and stuff, they may say 20 minutes. You might as well add an extra 10 to it, just because sometimes things don't always go as we want them to. Now, just to get this heated up and to get us cooking quicker, I'm going to start off on high heat. Now this one is a 2 burner. It has an outer and an inner. I've got both of them turned on. We're going to get this sizzling. We're going to reach over here. Let's grab that spatula. Like I said, I love using a silicone one that's, check out those temperatures, guys. Make sure that they can handle that high heat, okay? You want something that can handle probably around 400 degrees, if not at a minimum of probably 350. Now, I will throw a little shout out there, for all of the people watching right now. I'm going to show you one thing while we're waiting for this to get sizzling. I'll let y'all check this out. Oh, sounds like it's starting to work. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, y'all know I gotta bring it up real quick. There you are. All right, guys. So, as you know, I'm a fan of knives. I love cooking. I love testing the sharpness. I love pushing myself to the next level. But I want people at home to know I did some shopping for you, to where you can keep an eye out if you're out and about and you just kind of want something that's professional, and I think that's going to work for everybody. I'm going to be doing a video on these, so we're going to test them out together. But for the price, I think you're going to get a very, very good knife. Let's go ahead and start changing that down. I'm going to show you these here in just 1 second, okay? We're not going to miss anything. What I'm going to do is raise this up because our skillet is getting hot. We're going to give this a little flip here. And I didn't add anything to my skillet with this one. If you feel like you need an oil or something, if you have like a skillet you feel that you need it, usually Spam will generate what you need for itself. If it doesn't, a little olive oil would be my recommendation. You can already see that they're already starting to turn a little brown because we started off on high. So we're halfway done with these. Alright, got them all flipped. Alright guys, I want to show you this. So if you're looking for something professional in your home and you're tired of those cheap knives that you just keep going and going and going and going and purchasing and throwing away, purchase and throw away, right? Well, I got to thinking, right here, these knives over here, I've had for over 13 years, and I looked at the steel that they're made out of, okay? So, with that being said, the steel, now you can look and find ones that are comparable to the ones I'm about to show you, I'm sure. Now, these are coming from somewhere like maybe like a Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, stuff like that, okay? So there's all kinds of pricing out there, right? So if you take a look at these, I'll show you this right up here, and I'll tell you real quick. So these here are Richard Sheffield. They've been around, it shows here, since 1839, but these are their professional set, the 3-piece knife set. This covers everything you need in a kitchen. The workhorse, which is that chef's knife, then you have your paring knife over here, then you have, oh, It's done slipped my mind. It's late, so sorry guys. So this one here, utility knife. I had to look at my set. Alright, chef, utility, and pairing. That's the top 3 picks that I would say for any household, okay guys? It gives you that versatility from working with, from fruit, prepping chicken, fish, then into just everything. This one here is made with the X50 CRMOV. It's a German stainless steel, okay? You can kind of see it right there. Now, this is the same as what I have back over here that lasts me 13 years. And I banged around on these knives. I really gave them heck. Now, I don't know if they're cut from the same cloth, but the design is that Western style handle and so forth there. This one was is just 20 bucks for 3. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm going to do some testing and stuff on these guys, so you don't have to worry about spending the money up front on anything like that, because I want people to be able to find something at a great price, but that's going to last them years to come, if possible, right? Now, there are places out there you can shop local. If you're doing as much cooking and stuff as I like to do, you may want something a little more higher end. The only reason why I say that is with the higher end ones, usually you get like free sharpening and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about keeping up with that maintenance yourself. What I'm going to show you would keep up the maintenance yourself, but at the same time, it's it's a nice cost, right? Here's my next one. Everyone knows a Hinkle. Now this one is the Forged Elite set. Those handles look very nice. Okay. Now this is the same setup. This one just gives you a serrated, so you see the teeth. It gives you the utility knife with the teeth, so this would be great for like bread, sandwiches. So it's kind of like an in between your utility and a bread knife. Then you have your paring knife and that workhorse again, that chef knife. Now this one, since it was all kind of messed up, um, instead of 19, I got it for 14. So 14, anywhere from 14 and 20, maybe even $25, just depending on where you're located at. These, I was just making sure. Yeah, this is a German steel here. This one says 13861-200. So I think that's kind of like their Hinkles. Yes, for if you get a good set of knives and a good and you take care of them, like these over here that I have, it was the first set we got when I was married. I still use them. Don't get me wrong, I still use them, but I did have to take them into a local store um, to have them sharpened. I will probably look. I'm looking into doing some care and sharpening tips on here on YouTube. I found one guy. Um, y'all could check him out if you want to. Shout out to Ricky Tran, if I'm saying his name correctly. But Ricky, he's has a I think it's called Perfection. If you look like a burr on a knife, Perfection is a great channel that I've come across. There's other great channels as well out there to take a look at, guys, for those sharpening tips. My phone's cutting off something. Sorry, guys. I was just reading here, catching up with everyone. So yes, like MK was just saying down here, guys. That's awesome that your mom was a chef. for the governors of Kentucky. That's cool. But yeah, so that's what I'm hunting for, is like these great prices here that I found at those locations. Now you may have something similar. Like I said, no advertisement, not getting paid for any of this. What I do this for is you, the viewer, to try and find you something to where you don't have to spend um, this kind of money. Now I got these as a gift for my wife, as an anniversary gift. Um, since I don't really do jewelry or anything like that, um, she got me a set of knife and a wonderful wok. Alright guys, so these are just about done. I'm going to kind of bring y'all back over here to this. Now be careful guys with those hinkles like I just showed you. I know you can go into Wally World and they have some there. They're good, but they're not. They're for if you looked at the cost that I just had, you could probably, I feel like, find the ones like I just showed you here um, a little bit cheaper in terms of the quality that you're getting out of them. Now, Hinkle makes those, off-brand ones for consumers and stuff like that as well. But if you go into some of these other stores, now I'm piling these up over here. I put my thicker ones on the bottom, thinner ones on top, because I did have these 3 left. But, oh, I forgot to tell you, this one, if it comes back around, guys, check out that Ignited brand. This one is very sharp. This one, I think, was about 13 bucks. And this one is kind of like an all-purpose one for chopping vegetables and just kind of prepping there. So a lot of your prep work you could do with this one. But like I said, that one sold out really quick. Okay. While these are finishing up, I'm going to take a quick peek over here just to make sure I'm on schedule with this one. Alright, so for this next part here, I got that Kiko Man. Okay. I'm going to have to warm that butter back up. Alright guys, I'm going to bring y'all on over here with me. Back to our chopping table. Alright. So, slide you back that way. I'm going to get another little glass bowl. So with kids, I'm always having to put stuff up high so they don't get into everything. Ah, there it is. Sorry about that, guys. Brown sugar. Okay. Just flipping this over, because these here were the thinner pieces, and they are crisping up nicely. I'm just going to grab these here. Now, I did wipe this off already with the Spam. I'll just go ahead and slide these off. These are nice and done, I do believe. Turn that heat to off. Never leave an open stove going. What I will do, what I need to do real quick, guys, is I need to adjust my sliders here on this one. That green onion in the mix, man, from that first set of sliders. Okay. I'm going to move our tray back into position over here. Find a little slide in right here. We're going to set this back down here. Alright, so we need to take correct. That is correct, MK. Now, I will say, if you want something that is, I'm going to tell you, it's probably super cheap, but at Wally World, if you're just there and you see it, if you liked that little, this one was a bargain, okay? So this little chopping board here, guys, if you want something for the bar, set behind the table kind of thing, this one was only around $4 in my state here in Arkansas. Okay, now this board came with a little paring knife, which was, I was super impressed by it. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning it. By Thyme and Table. You could probably see their stuff everywhere there. This little cutting board is probably one thing I would say that I would recommend. This is come in handy for doing those apple slices and stuff for my kids' lunch. Just some of that quick prep work where you don't have to clean a whole chopping board like my big one here. This little small one gets that job done there. So that is one thing I would recommend from there. We're going to move on to getting our brown sugar here. Just going to grab up this spoon. I may have to add a little bit more rice to my brown sugar to get that moisture out of my sugar there. And then we gotta have, with our brown sugar, we're gonna get our kikkoman. I like to shake mine up, make sure it's, you know, not separated, everything's mixed together. And they're just saying roughly around, I'm just gonna eyeball it here, guys. There's one. And then we have two. Now, typically, if you have fresh brown sugar, is probably going to be best. Mine, like I said, I thought I had our new one up there, but I'm not sure where it went. But I will mix this up real quick and bring it back and show you here. Now, if you run into this, you can switch over to like a fork. I'm just using and pressing with, I'm just doing this number, guys. I'm using the back of this spoon. A fork would allow you to kind of get it in, kind of mash it and rotate it like this a little better. But I'm just kind of scraping it together, giving it a little, as you can see, it's mashing out nicely here, mixing it up. So just keep mixing it until you get it nice and evenly mixed. It should start having a nice sticky looking, kind of like a sauce. When I say that sticky look, you can see it's starting to mix well. I don't want it to be too chunky or anything that is gonna, you don't want a big bite of sugar. Alright guys, that is about mixed up on my side. Alright, I'm just going to set this down. I have this mixed up here. Now I may have to add a little bit more just because we are going a little further. Let's take a look here. Okay, so I did skip a step here. Like I said, I'm doing this one. It's an original recipe, so I got to work out the kinks, guys. So what it's telling me, where the step that I did miss, I just call it like it is. I should have added the soy sauce and the brown sugar to the pan and let it bubble for a minute to create a quick glaze. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of wing this one, guys, on this one. Now you can follow the rest of the recipe out. Like I said, I'm making this one, it's new to me. So I'm going to put the JW or the JW spin on this one, guys. So we're going to kind of repeat like we did for the last one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this off over here. I'm going to make them this way today, and I will try it their way next time. What they were saying was you can mix this up with your Spam in the skillet, kind of toss it around, letting this warm up. What I will do is I will take this and I will warm it up in the microwave for that probably 5 to 10 seconds, no more than probably 15, because after 15 seconds usually in a microwave something like butter or anything is overdone. And look at that, that's what they were talking about. These are fairly warm here. Now I'm just going to make sure it's nice and snug because I want to use up everything that I do have. So if it hangs over the edge a little bit, that's okay. I'm just going to fill in the gaps where, there we go, boom. Toss that one in right there. This will take up the middle. And it should look like something about like this. Now if you follow the other step, you would already have your glaze and everything on there and ready to go. But that's the fun thing about cooking. It's an extension of yourself. Look at that. You can just see it running down, that beautiful glaze coming together, the sugar. I'll stir this up really good. And I'm just going to make sure I get a little bit on each one of these pieces of meat, and then what I'm going to do is rub it in like so. Just rubbing it, mixing it up a little bit as we go. We just want to make sure we're getting that flavor, giving all of our pieces of Spam or meat, just whatever you decide to use, that even love across everything. And if you wanted to, you could probably even make up a little extra. Now, this was probably like the bare minimum that you can make for this size. As you can see, I am getting every last delicious drop out of this one. And the in-betweens. Spreading it around. Now I can see it working and soaking into the meat here. Alright. Alright, we're going to set that dish to the side there. That is a nice flavor, guys. That is nice. Alright. So if you would have cooked them together, you would have got something similar to this here. Look at that beautiful run there. Oh, the sugar, everything's running together. I love it. Alright guys, we are moving on forward here. And this is what my channel is really about, growing together, learning together, finding things with each other. If y'all have any tips for me on anything, like I know when I'm chopping, I need to be using my knuckles to keep my fingers out of the way. It's a habit. I gotta do it probably for about a month, and then that's why I would really love to get into a culinary school for sure. Let's see here. Okay, so basically what it's saying here, guys, once you've reached kind of like this step here, slice one rolls half, toss lightly, so you can kind of toss them lightly. We're going to go ahead and slide these into that oven again. So this is kind of it for this one. What I'm going to do then, real quick, is I'm going to make a little bit more sauce for this one. Just because I made so much, I don't have any on the roll, so I'm just going to put just a little bit for time. Just enough to soak into my sugar here. And we're just going to repeat this step real quick. And it's just a little rotation. And this is giving it a really nice flavor. I can only imagine the sweet, the salty, the impact that it's going to have on the taste buds once we get this mixed together here again. I'm just wanting it to kind of get down in between in some of these spots that I wasn't able to get to. Put there, a little bit in there. Alright, so I'm done with that. What I'm going to do is let me do this because it crisps up nice and crispy in that oven. So what I'm going to do real quick, guys, is I'm going to grab the top up here while I got that sizzling there. Alright, I'm going to grab that out just for a few seconds, just enough to get it liquid again. I'm gonna butter this one. I'm gonna butter it. I'm thinking of all the combinations here that you could still do. If you wanted to, you could probably repeat this buttering process with the green onion and stuff there, because that sauce that we just made for those sliders right here, that was sweet, salty, and delicious. It would not hurt it to have a little bit of green onion thrown in there on that. I'm just going to give this a nice coat. Use the last of that butter. Try and get a little bit on the sides here, because we want it crispy and not dried out. Alright, so we use the last of that. I love not wasting anything if I can help it. Alright guys, we're just going to give this the old lift off here. Just gently move it around. And separate it. Now we are dealing with a lot more rolls than we were before, but that's okay. And if you wanted to, you could just prep it all right here on the grate. I'm just not used to having this grate here with me, so I apologize, guys. This is still kind of new to me. Like I said, my kitchen is growing, and I'm in love with everything that I'm finding out there as I'm growing my palate for and with the food that we're prepping and cooking together here, guys. I'm going to try and slide this off if it won't be too sassy. Bring it back together here. Those Hawaiian rolls, guys, they're delicious. And they're savory, and this is why. Because they stay together. They are soft on the bottom as well as the top. There we go. I got separation there. Alright guys, so we're going to take this one, and look at that. You can just see all that flavor. Let me wipe my hands off here, guys, and I'll bring it up to you a little closer. You can see that sauce kind of dripping out there on the side. Now I had a little bit of this left over here, so I'm just going to do it down one side with this one, just right on top. I'm going to let that butter and this kind of work together on this one. Like right now, if we would have mixed it all up and cooked it in the skillet as the recipe recommended, guys, it would have been a one and done thing. So my apologies there, but we're cooking it a different way. We're cooking it the way I'm doing it tonight. This other side, I bought these and I would love to use them. So I am definitely just going to toss a couple of these on there. There we are. Just a nice drizzle across the top there. Now I'm going to set these in here just for a few minutes because I want it to kind of cook and crisp up. And we are done with this. And so that's a little bit of what I tried to do here. Now, I know it took me, let's see, so the last one here was supposed to take about 10 minutes. It did take me a little bit longer, but we did talk. We did discuss some great things to look out for knives. Hey, hey George. Hey bud. Man, it's been a minute. I'm glad to see that you're on here. Man, that is awesome. So that's one of my friends, guys, down there at the bottom. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. If you want to, bro, I know you can cook too. You can definitely take a look at these recipes. They are delicious, my guy. But hey, George, go check out Phoenix and everybody here. If you scroll back, if you wouldn't mind, they're all good people here. And guys, do the same for George. George, I'm not sure if you got anything started up or not on your channel yet. We grew up together, guys. Um, so yeah, so between the two, looking at the time with a little bit of conversation in between, everything should have took us roughly around 35 minutes, give or take there. And then my calculation was an additional 10 minutes. So we're about right on par for the timing. Well, my guy, you got to get to it then. But Phoenix and my new friend MK, did I say that correctly? I'm only saying it live. Yes, my new friend MK. Let me see if I can do this from here. No, I can't, but I will. I will go back, MK, and definitely add you. And now that I know you're here, George, I will go and add you anyway. And wait and see what happens with your channel as well. So guys, if you're out there and you do add me, I do go through and try to review everybody that does follow me, to try and join your crew as well, because that's what the platform is really about. I think is learning from each other, growing together. MK, ag- agreed with me on something, so I must be doing something semi right, guys. If the audience is definitely coming back with great conversation like MK, George, and Phoenix here. But guys, I really do appreciate everybody. Let me take a quick peek at what we just cooked. It's cooking up nicely. So George, if you can still hear me, and if you're still here, this was our first one. You can see the cheese is kind of already melted out. This one turned out really nice. It has a pineapple, mm, pineapple and teriyaki mixed together there. No, bud. I haven't gotten a complete schedule down yet, and I think that's where I'm failing as a YouTuber, because consistency is what I hear is key on coming in and having a set time, a set live, repetition, repetition, repetition. Yes, definitely go break it down. You can skip it, forward it, backwards, forward. Oh, please do. Let me know. I tell you what, take a video and upload it to YouTube, all right? And I'll come watch it. Because with Phoenix and everybody, they're awesome. And sometimes I'm at work when they're live. I try to catch everybody. It's really hard to do when you're growing and you got a family. Um, but no, man, is this a good time for when you're going and up and about, or you're just burning the midnight oil tonight? I'm just gonna clear it so I don't get to talk and forget. Just got off work. Okay, that's what's up. About 45 minutes ago. Okay. But yeah, everybody, that's kind of it for tonight. I'm here if you have any questions. I will throw out a few shout outs real quick. Back up to the top. We got Paintball Monster. We got Aiden Cool Guy. Rye. Marissa Lynn. We have Rising Phoenix. That's PHOEN 7X. Then we have Gecko. Then we have, coming on down, I want to say your name so bad, but we have MK. Is it Marhan or is it John? Marjan. I know there's a little bit of an accent probably with this name, guys. Um, K Kavusi. But guys, if you are watching this not live, tap over here to the side and you can see this conversation and see all these great people. Highly recommend taking a look at how the chat went tonight. Um, so definitely take a look at that, guys. Take a look at everyone that was here in the chat. That's who you want to definitely take a follow. Whether they have something on their channel or not, follow them because you never know. They probably will follow you back and help you grow your channel. But no, that's awesome. I got Phoenix in here. I made a new friend with MK. MK, I will come back and follow you if you're following me already. I'm going to be hunting for you to add you. Um, and George, you know I'm coming for you, my buddy. But that's it for tonight, guys. Let's take a look and see how these turned out before they get too crispy. And like I said, guys, the top two knives that were um, under that $30 mark for me was the. It's always in reverse on when I do it this way. Korobashi, Koroboshi. This one was a nice one. You can have it as a backpacking knife, or you could have it as a probably a stationary knife. It's kind of like a baby chef's knife if you take a look at it there. The other company that I think is going to be coming up big, because this knife sold out on TikTok and on um, Amazon there. I've been watching it. It's a German steel 1.4116 with that 56 to 58 Rockwell hardness. This is that Nakiri 7-inch. It's a very popular style of knife. Everyone kind of likes it. If you have the rest of it, it would probably be close to a chef's knife. So if you had to just have one knife in the kitchen and spend a lot of money on one knife, it would be a chef's knife in my opinion. But this one right here, I went with, this is actually supposed to show up as pink, but I think it's a little bit more red hue to it. But that's ignited, and this is kobayashi. It's got a nice weight into the handle, guys. I'm fixing to pull these out. I'm going to set my plate over here to the side so I don't burn anything. Let me get this bowl out of the way. And here we go, guys. I'm going to drag these out. Ooh, I smell the sugar. I smell the onion that we put on there. Ooh, guys, look at that. Got that nice golden touch to the top of this. I'm going to set this back here. I'm going to adjust y'all down just a little bit so y'all can, give me 1 second here. Because I don't want to turn it up sideways and then look at that. I'm going to just set this. Oh, so this one, did I miss another step? If I did, it's okay. Okay. So with this one, it's either you love avocado or you don't, okay, guys? So with this one, you want to thinly slice this one, and you can definitely add it to it later, or you can add it before you get done cooking. Avocado is good raw or cooked, in my opinion. It just said thinly sliced. But take a look at those recipes. There's 2 great ones. I just tasted them. They're flavor packed. Either way you decided to go. That green onion for the win. The sweet, the savory. That crunch from the butter and everything cooking in the oven. Nope, come this way. Come back this way a little bit. And then just as I'm just using the weight of this knife, guys. You see this? It's the weight. I'm not doing anything but making sure I don't drop it. Up and down motion. Come from right there. You can see 2 fingers. You see that? 2 fingers, guys. Still hot from the oven. Let me set that there. Look at that. You can kind of see the sauce. The bottom's nice and crunchy. Guys, that next game day, the next holiday, save these recipes. I'm not joking, guys. The salt, the savory, the side that I chose over here with the green onion on this one as well. That is a savory bite. Sorry. With that, George, these are amazing. And the cool thing is the recipes are, if you get a whole pack of rolls and you don't want to do them all up at once. Now, I like to eat, but if you wanted to, you could wait and just do them section by section if you wanted to, and follow it by the recipe, 6 rolls or so here and there. The butter on top of these, I think, really kind of took it over the hump for me. Because you get that salty from the butter and the kikkoman, but they're different. And then you get that brown sugar sweetness, but that crunch from setting it off into the oven. That is delicious, guys. If anyone has any questions about this recipe, drop it here in the comments. To the 6 people that I can see, the 8 people that threw up the likes, Now, if you're trying to figure out how to do a like in here, tap that screen a couple of times and you'll see that thumb pop right up. So if you're sitting on the other side of the screen real quick, give it a double tap for me so we can show YouTube that everyone here did enjoy tonight. Now, if you're deciding to leave, I appreciate you if you decide to come back and rewatch this. Now, granted that is an hour and 20 minutes so far. If you can come back through later on and rewatch it from start to finish, I 100% appreciate it because I'm trying to get those hours. I'm trying to get my subscribers up, and I just appreciate you. Thank you for being you and being awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.